Yesterday. Well, EFF leader Julius Malema will be visiting the home of Mthokozisi Ntumba in Kempton Park. Ntumba, the 35-year-old, was hit by rubber bullets as he left the clinic in Braamfontein during protests by Wits students. We cross live to our reporter NTLANTLA KGATLANE, who is there outside the home. I see that there are quite a large number of EFF supporters. I imagine that they're getting ready for the arrival of Julius Malema this afternoon. Take us through what's happening and what's been going on throughout the day.
Well, good day indeed. A lot of people from the EFF here to pay their respect. What I can tell you, Flo, is that the EFF leader Julius Malema and what looks to be the Secretary General of the EFF, Marshal Dlamini, they have just arrived now. We saw Vuyani Pambo going to greet the family there. So what we can expect is that the EFF leader is going to indeed meet the family. Just to take you in terms of background with regards to what happened here, a quite sad day indeed, Flo, where this man died when he was in Braamfontein during the protest of students while they are protesting against being excluded from learning. He was just a bystander. He was shot by police. Then the EFF saw it fit to come here and pay their respect. We know that the EFF leader Julius Malema is going to meet the family in 5 minutes. He was supposed to meet the family at around 3 o'clock, but he arrived early. So he's here still in the car. We are waiting for him to leave the car and go in and greet the family.
What do we understand to be the message then this afternoon from the EFF? I mean, given that the gentleman wasn't in fact part of the protests, the student protests in the week. He was really caught up, as a passerby by that bullet. And I'm just wondering with what context the EFF is there.
Well, Flo, as you know, the EFF has always shown interest in terms of what is happening in the country when it comes to issues of students. So I think it's fair for them to also come and, just to show their respect, because if you remember, during the week, almost every political party raised concerns in terms of how police react or handle situations like protests in the country, whereby, during protests you find a quite number of people being injured. And like you said, this man was just passing by, and it's unfortunate that, he chose that route at the time. He didn't know that he would meet his fate while students were protesting. He was not a student, but he fell victim to the brutality of the police. And I think the EFF saw it fit to come and just, pay tribute to this 35-year-old, a father of 4 who died during the week while students were raising concerns about being excluded from learning. Since our arrival here, what I can tell you, Flo, is that EFF EFF members have been singing, going up and down the street, trying to show their support to the family here. It's a number of people, quite a number of people. I can tell you that it's close to 300, close to 200 rather, people who have gathered here, singing, chanting struggle songs to show their respect and to show their support and pay their tribute to a fallen father of 4 who was shot during the week.
All right, NTLANTLA, you're drowning a little bit in the singing and the music there, but let's get back to you at a later stage. I do understand, of course, as you've said, you are waiting for Julius Malema to get out of the car, so no doubt we'll be bringing those visuals then live and you'll be on standby for us. So let's give you a little bit of a break for now. Thank you very much, NTLANTLA. All right, that's NtumbaThe KGATLANE for us there in Kempton Park, outside the home of Mthokozisi Ntumba, who was sadly killed this week as a passerby, as the students were protesting. He got caught up in that. All right, let's take a short break.